Weather Words with Frank Ward is a production of The Reporter, Delaware County's leading news source.
Good morning. Get ready for a whopper of a day, but we'll get to that in just a minute. When we were out here freezing to death on Monday, when it was 14 degrees, let me tell you, Monday was one of the most miserable days I can remember. I mean, we started at 14. After a whole day of heating, we only got to 19. I mean, that's a nothing increase in temperature, and the wind was blowing, so it wasn't very nice. And then Tuesday comes along, and we only started at 15. All those are way below normal. We got to 30. But you know what was interesting? Again, I keep talking about the sun angle. All the snow disappeared, even though we never went above freezing. Okay, that's fine. It's gone. But I thought, okay, those are the two coldest days. Then I stepped out yesterday morning, and it was 11. I said, okay, wait a minute, this is ridiculous. But by afternoon, late afternoon, we did get to 40 degrees. Okay, believe it or not, we stayed way above freezing overnight. And I stepped out this morning, and when I called in, it was 40. So yesterday's high was 40, and the starting temperature for today was 40. Okay. This is the end of the month, so at the end of this whole thing, I'll sort of sum up everything I can, except I cannot give you the precipitation total for the month because of what's going to be happening later today. So, is spring here? Yeah. In fact, I put up all my spring curtains, okay? I'm forcing it to be here no matter what it says. This is also going to be the last day of me having a wood fire in the living room, so I can finally clean all that up and get that out of the way. I always finish at the end of March anyway, because after all, please remember, tomorrow is April Fool's Day. So whatever you're going to do, be nice about it, especially if you're a student to your teachers and all of that. But anyway, you know what? It's always fun to have a little fun. And boy, do we need that this year. Okay. What's on the agenda for today? Be happy you weren't down south as that thing moved through Texas, Mississippi, and all the other states down there. The number of tornadoes that touched down, they're still counting. And the straight line winds for the people that didn't get the tornadoes. There's terrible damage. There are hundreds of thousands of people without power. I mean, it is not good. Okay. What are we going to get out of this? Starting a little after noontime today, well, right now the winds are already blowing. Okay, they're blowing from the south. What that's doing is raising our temperature because right now it's almost 48 out here. We're going to get up to 60, maybe a little bit above 60. What's normal? 44. Okay, so you'll say, oh, it's warm outside. But by this afternoon, that wind, it's going to increase. And the reason I can't do the total precipitation is just one of those thunderstorms could possibly dump an inch of rain on us this afternoon or tonight. The winds are going to pick up, so spend this morning doing whatever errands you need to do, and also anything that's loose around your yard, put it someplace where it won't blow away, because it's going to be those type of winds. They did say if we get one of the more serious thunderstorms that we could get winds of up to 60 miles an hour. I hope not. To be a serious thunderstorm, you have to have winds over 38. So we'll see what Mother Nature gives us. But this is going to continue into tomorrow. Now, tomorrow's not so nice, because what's left of this whole thing as this whole front moves away is cold air moving in. Not bitter cold air. But this is going to be one of those things with what's leftover showers could give some of the higher elevation snow instead of rain. Or it could be a mix. Don't be surprised if it's there. But basically speaking, this weekend and all next week, make it normal or above normal. Not incredibly above normal, okay? But we're going to look at daytimes between mid-40s, touching about 50 for the entire week. Is it going to be a dry week? Probably not. You'll get some rain on Sunday. You'll get some more rain probably on Tuesday into Wednesday morning. But it's not going to be cold, it's not going to be dangerous, it's not going to be bad. So the only thing we really need to worry about is what's coming this afternoon. All it takes is one of those storms, and then you'll realize why they can be so dangerous. Right now, as I'm talking to you, the top of the hills here are already roaring. Okay, you probably can't hear it, But that means the winds up above are already gusting on the top of these hills. A little later, that's going to lower itself down to the ground. Now, about the month of March, it was a fascinating month. We had bitter cold temperatures. We had several days that started at 0. Just look at the last 3 days, where here's the end of the month, and we're getting temperatures that look like January. But we also had a day of 70, a day of 64, a day of 60, upper 50s. So when I averaged out the temperature, and it may not be exactly right, I put in 60 for today. If it gets a little bit above 60, it really won't change what I'm going to tell you, because if you take a 1 or 2 degree and divide it by 31 days, it turns out to be a fraction of nothing. It turned out to be an average month. It just never felt that way. You either went out in a t-shirt or you went out all bundled up because it was freezing outside, actually below that. But anyway, temperature-wise, a normal month. Precipitation-wise, we're already a little more than a half an inch above where we're supposed to be. So whatever already falls today is going to just add to all that extra. Last month there was extra too. Now this one's the interesting part. We finally had a month that's above average in snow. We actually got 5 inches more snow than what's predicted for the month of March. We got 20.5 inches, normal's 15. Okay, I'll take it because it's gone, okay? When you get it in January and early February, it hangs around. Well, we don't have it hanging around, and hopefully this time of year there won't be any shovelable, but that never promises, okay? Anything could happen. I will tell you, my crocus bulbs don't look very good anymore. The nice purple blossoms don't look purple, they look rather black. Everything else, it didn't hurt anything because it's not out yet. Downstate, my sister called and said, the daffodils are all wilted over. I said, don't worry, Sue. They'll pick right back up again. They're pretty cold hardy. I mean, she thought it was cold because it was 34. I said, I'll take that. So anyway, it's going to be an interesting afternoon. You know what? Just in case one of those arrives during the evening or late, just have something out for flashlights and whatever in case we lose power, because you never know, because this ground is saturated. You hit some of these trees with a 35, 40 or higher wind, and some of them may not be there come tomorrow. So just be careful out there. And I'll give you the total precipitation on Monday when I finally have it. Other than that, enjoy yourself. Think of something fun to do for April Fool's Day, and I'll talk to you all on Monday.
To sponsor Weather Words with Frank Ward, call 607-464-4009.